This is very clunky. Where the hell is Brandon? He'll be here. That is what he told me. I don't know, but we're finally back.
Welcome to
WrestleFania. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, wrestling fans of all ages, both of you watching right now, which is shocking. I think one of them's me. So that's uh, you know, disheartening, sure. But here's the thing: I decided to go live tonight on YouTube, live, bring back WrestleFania for the first time in almost a year. Because, God damn it, WrestleMania is getting me excited. I wanted to do a surprise podcast about WrestleMania 40. But then I thought, you know what? I'm trying to do more here on this YouTube channel. And yeah, I'm using Zoom. Sure, you could see the Zoom logo, or you could see the Zoom logo because it's free. The video quality isn't great, but it's good enough and it's live, and it allows me to easily share my screen for that seamless video, showing the theme song. I'm going to try to share the screen even more a little later, and it allows me to have additional people showing up, which I sent the invite to, the man. Be on in a minute. Had to restart my laptop, guys. If you have any idea who we are, you know that, once an asshole, always an asshole. And Brandon is bringing it quality. Oh, but he doesn't have pants. He just texted me that he had to restart his computer. Live streams wait for no one. I scheduled this. I figured out how to schedule through Zoom. So when you click Zoom, you go to YouTube, boom, it shows up. It's live. We did it. And I'm here to talk all about WrestleMania 40. That's the big thing. I mean, you might say wrestling. Oh, WWE and AEW. I don't watch AEW. You might know that if you follow me at WrestleWatcher on the Twitter. Still, that's what I call it, and that's what I will always call it. But I also went into this without much of a plan. I have all the matches for WrestleMania, and I wanted to talk about kind of where I've been. I stopped doing the podcast WrestleFania after Brandon stopped doing the podcast because, Brandon. I mean, let's be honest. If you don't know if you don't know Brandon, he's one of my youngest cousins. I don't know if he's my youngest cousin, but I think he is. I think he is. He's my grossest cousin, and he's my most perverted cousin. And in many respects, that actually makes me love him even more. I sent an invite to him. I sent an invite to his big brother Joe, and I sent an invite to my brother. I don't think Joe or my brother knew it was happening. So they'll probably be like, what the hell is this? Now I see one person is watching. I think that person is me. I don't care. What I'm trying to do is add content to YouTube. So the fact that this will be here when we're done, and the video is going right up on as a podcast, so you can watch this on Spotify as well. I need to tell Brandon, though, we're live. I'm not editing it. I'm not cutting it at all. This is what you're going to have to deal with. So I hope he is, on his best behavior. And again, I hope he pixelates all the right parts. So I don't watch AEW. I don't know why. It never connected with me. And I think part of me now is like spiteful. I just don't like Tony Khan, so I just don't watch AEW. I've been almost up to date with everything in WWE. NXT, if I'm not watching it, I have it on in the background while I'm doing something else. So I am just pumped for this weekend. I told my wife, yes, surprised. I told my wife multiple times that I am, this weekend, it's kind of all wrestling. Friday night, we'll be watching SmackDown in the Hall of Fame. Saturday, we'll be watching WrestleMania, and Sunday we'll be watching WrestleMania 2 as well. And what the NXT WrestleMania show is, what is that on Saturday? Stand and Deliver. It is on Saturday. Oh my God. I got to figure out a way to watch that as well. Now that might be a bit trouble, a bit of, a roadblock watching it live. I'm going to watch it, but watching it live might be a little harder than watching the shows at night. Those Saturday and Sunday night shows, I am all ready for. And oh my goodness gracious, I'm giving it a minute, and then I'm just going to use my phone. You know, I it's not like I didn't give him all day and give him a specific time. I even said, "Hey, I'm on Zoom early if you want to jump on." No, no, this is what we get. I'm going to push through. I'm going to talk about what I've been watching on WWE recently, besides, the shows, which have been great. Um, the Bray Wyatt documentary, which I just watched a couple days ago, made me smile, made me cry. It was so good, so sad. Like, and when they kept saying, "Oh, I still don't believe it. I still don't believe it." I'm thinking, yeah, it's like you still expect something to happen. I love it. Made me respect his brother Taylor, Bo Dallas, even more. I want to see him back. I want to see him back doing something. It seems like they teased that at the end, which I thought was even cooler. Some sort of legacy for Bray, who just seemed like, a lot of these people they're creative, they're performers, and holy shit, guess who's joining us finally live on his phone, because he doesn't care about you, the viewer. He doesn't. Holy shit, he's got a goatee or a full beard. Oh
Full
my
beard.
goodness gracious, I haven't seen this in so long. Thank God that you're only seeing the upper half of me, because the bottom half is doing something right now. There, okay, I want to see how it would look on the live stream. So you're next to me on the live stream. That's good. You want to turn your phone? Would that look better? Oh, look at that. Even, ooh, now I see more of you. Ugh. Brandon, you know what? And let me very quickly see if I can. We don't need to see that big stupid name of yours. Sorry, I didn't mean like that.
Is my full name up here?
You bet your balls it is. I will do that right now. There. It's changed now. So thankfully, all those lists you're on, you won't get pinged for not being where you're not supposed to. Brandon, I was just talking about the Bray Wyatt documentary.
Yes.
Did you watch
Wyatt.
it?
Wyatt.
This is why I stopped doing the show.
Wyatt.
Did you watch did you watch it?
No. But I heard it was good.
I'm so glad you're joining us. There's more of us here than there are watching. But here's the thing. I'm trying to make content for the YouTube channel. So this is one way of doing it. And I'm going to put it up I think I'm going to put the video up unedited on Spotify as well, so that it becomes a podcast. It becomes a Spotify show. Who the hell knows? Okay. So you didn't watch. Yeah, it was great. I would say you tear up. You end up loving Bo Dallas like even more. Like
Right.
and they tease something at the end there. I don't know if you saw the thing that
I saw that. Yeah.
So that is cool. I'm also watching on the Roku channel the WWE Next in Line, I think it's called, or Next, whatever the hell it's called. It's called no, no, it's called WWE Next Gen. It is basically a tryout show. So it's from last year, WrestleMania Hollywood. They did like tryouts for like a weekend to bring people in.
Should I just do
this? You know what? It doesn't matter. It truly doesn't matter. I was here for an hour trying to figure out. I have a slideshow of like for the matches. I mean, I had the music playing at the beginning, but I don't know. It's all for nothing when you just want to. You're just staring your nips right into the screen. So here's the hot question. How hard are you? Now, we stopped doing the podcast. I think you stopped doing it much longer than I have. I stopped in May of 2023. I think I just stopped. I don't know why. And you might have come on for WrestleMania. I forget if you did it last year.
Are we live right now?
We're live on YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. We're recording right now.
Yes, that too.
Okay. Should I put on pants? That's
No,
the question.
doesn't matter.
Okay. All right.
In fact, I think you're wearing
Because
too
I was
much.
about to do a full body
I
shot, which
think
is why I was asking. So.
I would like to see that. Tilt that camera down. I want to see from nip to tip.
um, I just want to let you know before we continue.
Yes.
I am recording under nothing but the best conditions because I really care about the quality of the show.
I could tell.
I have the baby monitor on next to me. I have laundry going in the next room. And because my laptop decided to update, I'm on my phone. And but the bright side is I'm super focused. I have a beer. I have in case I get bored. I have X-Men Apocalypse playing, the worst X-Men movie ever. And
I don't know. I saw Dark Phoenix.
Up. So if you bore me, I'll just watch X-Men and play video games. So
I would rather you watch X-Men Apocalypse. Is it the worst? Because we also have Dark Phoenix is pretty bad.
Which one?
And Dark Phoenix and New Mutants, I thought both kind of sucked.
Never saw New Mutants. And Dark Phoenix, was that the last one? Actually, I think that might be.
Yeah, that was the last one. That was it was like the last real X-Men quote unquote movie.
Yeah. I think you might be right. Third worst.
Pretty bad. Yeah, but Apocalypse was pretty bad too. Terrible villain. So
anyways, what were we talking about? There's wrestling or something.
Speaking of watching things, Brandon. Yeah, so the next gen, it's free on Roku channel. Like you don't need a Roku. I like watching it. It's like is it Matt Bloom and HBK, and they're like doing.
Is this like a new Tough Enough type thing?
It's kind of like that, except it seems like it's a training. They're doing promo classes and getting them in the ring, and it's a reality show. I think it's like 8 episodes or something, but I enjoy it. I'm a sucker for that shit. And
I am so informed. It's obvious why I'm on this show.
Right? That's what. Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. That's why I also invited both our brothers in that text. I said you can click it.
Not coming on.
You click it. You're live on YouTube. They didn't even click on the watching. I could see. Thanks, guys. Supporting your family. Are you watching anything? I know you have 2 kids at home.
I am.
No, you have multiple kids elsewhere that but
I am. So I'm doing more than I was, which is every Tuesday, every Wednesday, every Saturday, I'm reading the results. And I am watching more clips online than I have in a long time, especially with the Bloodline, The Rock, Cody Rhodes. I mean, The Rock has just been goals as he's coming back. I tuned in and watched the press conference live.
That was fun.
So little things here or there. I still, I just do not have the time to sit down and watch 3 hours of Raw, 2 hours of NXT, 2 hours of SmackDown. But I am following
2 hours of Collision, 2 hours of Dynamite.
Oh, did not even get me started in AEW. That's really, I was pissed because I told my brother is coming to watch he's coming to watch WrestleMania with me on Saturday, which is the first time I think we watched it together since we were all together. In like 2019, maybe.
You went to the one in 2019.
So it's 2018.
Yeah, 2018.
Okay.
2019 was the one you guys went.
So I last watched WrestleMania with him live in person.
That's great. Isn't that
but the last time we watched it together on TV was the year before when we were all together. Because then after that, I had kids, and then COVID, and then life.
Yeah.
But
I still don't have. I don't have children, but I have podcasts. I have
I
you,
can.
ladies and
I'll
gentlemen.
give you some children. You can
I see
you
enough
can
kids.
into that how you want.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah. Where did you get these children?
but I say all that because this was originally going to be an AEW collision party. But
It just so
then I got the
happened.
unfortunate news it's being pushed um back to a later start time. So I figured while he's here, we might as well watch night one of WrestleMania. And then of course, whether the main event's done or not, we will be turning it off to tune into collision.
You got
So
to see, how that ends. Are
yeah.
they doing collision that night? It feels,
Oh, they're doing collision that
yeah.
night, yeah.
They'll be tweeting about it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony, for saving wrestling. The people
It's
would be,
being interrupted for something, I think. NCAA maybe. So
oh,
they are
that's
um
put it on.
have a late start time.
Oh, it is going to be later.
Yeah.
That's for,
Which
oh,
how convenient for them.
right.
Um but
11 is that?
I think it's starting at like 11 or
Oh
11:30, but
wow,
I'm like WrestleMania might not even be done
it
by
might.
then.
I think there's 7 matches per night or something like that.
Something like that. It's gonna be a good like 4 hours per night.
Is Joseph still? Is he up on AEW? Does he watch it?
No, neither of us are up on it. I pay no attention to it other than random things I see on Twitter or whatever. If something, I know Adam Copeland did a promo in defense of AEW because I saw it on Twitter.
That's
And
where
I
I feel
know
like, dude,
that's
just
all I hear
ignore it.
about the drama because I do not watch the show. I have
Like
watched in the past. I gave it a
I
shot,
yeah,
and there's some good parts of it, but it's just it for me. There just like is no story to hook me,
yeah. Not
and
Hook doesn't hook.
Hook did not hook me, and now it's just like it. I said back in the day, this is reminding me of WCW, and now it's just like more than
Oh
ever.
Jesus.
It's like more and more like WCW, and I liked WCW back in the day. I'm not, but let me
Yeah, that was
rephrase.
like
This is reminding me of the worst parts of
okay. Yeah.
WCW.
Because I'm thinking WCW or NWA. I remember it. I never watched it. It was on at your house. When we came over to your house on Saturday nights, it was on there. I was like, what is this?
Yeah, yeah. I was always a WWF guy first.
Yeah.
But then I
You
got
love
into
Panda Bears.
WCW, and then I loved Panda Bears, and then the Monday Night Wars. So it was like constantly flicking back and forth between Nitro and Raw, and for a while Nitro was better, was the better show. Then Attitude Era happened, and it no longer was the better show, and
Feels
the
like
rest is
that's
history, as they
happening
say.
again, I guess, is
Yeah,
history. I
yeah,
just feel like the whole thing where Edge goes on, I'm sorry, Adam Copeland goes on and has to defend, it's like, ignore it. I
right.
would
Well,
I would
that's the
ignore it
thing.
and do your own thing and be like,
That's
what does
the
that matter
thing.
to us?
They never. They're always so preoccupied with
Like
like the
they're yeah,
online drama and
they're giving credence
and
to
this
it.
and that. It's like just put on a good show.
That being said, I did
Just
enjoy the CM
ignore,
Punk interview. I'm
But
a hypocrite.
that interview was great,
Yeah.
yeah.
When he
But
was over there, I was like,
there's a difference between doing like a podcast interview and answering questions, and then or going on like your weekly television show you know and like defending the
right.
drama. Like
We love it.
if let's say Edge, Adam Copeland, or Brian Danielson went on a podcast and started dishing all this dirt on WWE and putting them in a negative light, you're not going to have, somebody, you're not going to have
The
Seth
Miz.
Rollins go out
Right.
and
Oh yeah.
like,
Nope.
and address it on Raw. Like, it's just, they're above that. And AW is not, or at least Tony Khan is not. And he just keeps,
That's what it
I
seems
don't
like.
know. It just
Even if it's
seems
not right, it's
ridiculous.
how it comes across and how it comes across.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
eats.
He also comes across like he's on a lot of cocaine.
The opinions of certain podcasters are correct. No, I'm yeah, I try everything I know about it. I just hear in podcasts. I hear them talk about it sometimes in podcasts, but I am a sucker for checking those tweets on Thursday to see what the ratings were. I'm like, oh
Yeah,
my god, they're like 750,000. Hey.
yeah.
And yeah, obviously SmackDown does better because it's gonna go down when it moves from broadcast to cable. But I'll be interested to see if they ever release Netflix numbers for Raw. That would be
I imagine they'll have some kind of statistic, even if it's
WWE
fake.
will yeah,
It'll
they'll
be
be
like
like, we're the most
the number
streamed
one most viewed 3 hour Monday night live program in
sports
Netflix
entertainment.
history. It's like, yeah, no shit.
And next week we'll beat that one. We're
Yeah.
one for one. Uh so I'm almost, watching it all. I will be watching everything, from SmackDown to Hall of Fame to try to get Stand and Deliver in there at least. And then of course the both nights. I will be on live tweeting. You'll be with your brother, so you probably won't be as, you know,
I'll be on or off,
as
on
as
and
alone
off
as me.
Saturday night, but I'll probably be more on Sunday night.
Uh is he
I'll be watching solo Sunday night. So
ah so
we'll
he
be
just
watching
can't
night one together and night two apart
that makes sense
because
because it's Sunday.
yeah, Monday, got to return to the real world, and gone are the days where I can take the Monday after WrestleMania off from work,
That used to be great.
because
You
now I
could
need
come
those
down.
days for sick children. So
Yeah. What a loser.
tell me about it.
So I'm going to try something right now. I'm ready to talk about WrestleMania. Now, I don't know how this is going to work, but I'm going to do it anyway. I can see YouTube on one side, I can see us on the other side. I'm going to go to share screen. I'm going to go to desktop. I'm going to, um, oh, you
Are
can
you
use,
able to see the chat? Because I'm sure it's blowing up right now. Can you read some? Do we have any questions
yep,
and
there's
comments coming
Brandon is doing this. Oh, now I've got a white background. That's not what I was
in?
looking for.
That's a
Um,
little racist.
and 99% chance there being more people on. Oh, I lost you.
You
Wait.
lost me. I'm right here.
Oh, the sound. Oh, you know what? I'm sorry. I was looking at the YouTube and not the live. No, oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna try. Now, what
You're
happens
so
if it says?
you're so professional at this. I'm not sure why we don't have more people watching.
I know, right? I'm gonna try something. I don't know if it's gonna work. It's definitely not gonna work. Okay. Um. So let's go over here. Let's do this. I'm gonna try, and I'm gonna hit share. Here we go. Now, oh, come on. Well, what I have here, I have a WrestleFania live screen on my screen. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Oh,
Yes,
but I can't see you. What the frig? You're not
it's
on the
okay.
live screen anymore. No,
All you need is my golden voice.
that's true. And I played this already. When's the last time you heard this song, man? I'm gonna play it again. Oh, when you talk, you come on the screen. Oh, that's good. I wish I could make us bigger. Brandon, how you doing? I hope that you are not in.
Welcome to
WrestleFania.
Wyatt.
All right, I'm gonna make us bigger, but I don't think it's gonna work. So watch this. Boom.
Oh wow. Ooh.
I have every match pulled up here. And I was gonna go back and forth from sharing the screen, not to sharing the screen. It might be extremely clunky, but again, my brother's here. Sorry, I just freaked out. Woo, woo.
Wow.
All right. So
That's
this first
sympathy
match,
view.
Brandon, do you know who any of these people are? Have you been watching?
I know who they are. Yes, we have
Yes.
Bianca Belair, Naomi, and Jade Cargill
Yes.
versus Damage Control.
Yes. This seemed like a perfect start for Jade Cargill. You know,
Yeah, yeah. And I
I
think
think
it's a way to get her exposed on a big stage. She'll be able to shine in select moments and kind of hide some of her maybe faults if there are any.
her
Uh,
greenness.
her greenness, yeah.
I would think so. Yeah, it makes sense. Put her in there. There's not really a story yet for. I feel like I'm just like second guessing. Oh, there he's gone. He left. So
It was an
I
accidental click.
like this is it's a perfect this whole match. It gets them all something to do, but I feel like the whole
Right.
thing is just kind of hopefully to be a showcase for Jade. That's what I would think.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah, I
she'll
think
probably
it's
get the
I
pin.
mean, they needed to get I think, Damage Control and Bianca Belair on the big stage. They needed a match at Mania.
Yep.
Um and I think in addition to that, it's just a good way to give her that big first exposure. I mean, after the Royal Rumble where she kind of first showed up.
Yeah, that was awesome. Um, I think it's weird. Like there's no tag belts on the line, but I'm guessing maybe after this that will lead to a tag match at some point.
I
Whether
would
they
think
are they at like
they think
payback or whatever's next.
yeah, I think in a match like this, you got to give the win to the baby faces, give them a feel good win, especially since Jade Cargill's in there, and it's kind of her first, pinfall submission match, and I think they got to get the win, and then I think like you said, from there'll be some kind of tag title match down the line.
That seems to be yeah, we're in agreement there. Now the match everyone has been waiting for. We have the guys on the left against the guys on the right.
I knew these guys
Like
were
Street Profits, they don't
feuding.
have a name.
I
Like
had
they're not Hurt Business. They're just Street Profits as
Yeah,
Bobby Lashley
yeah.
and Authors of Pain and Carrying Cross. Ooh, look at that. It took me a moment.
So I knew these guys were in a program. I honestly had no clue this match was happening at WrestleMania.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it
it
are
was.
there going to be matches on the kickoff? Is this going to be a kickoff match?
I don't know.
Because last year I think all the matches were on the
I
main
think they put
card,
them all
right?
on the main card now. I don't. They didn't talk about anything being kickoff,
Yeah,
especially now that it's all pretty much all easily accessible on Peacock.
right.
Um, I would assume that Bobby and the Profits win because I feel like they've been getting beat up here and there. But
Yeah,
they're at least they're giving Cross something to do.
yeah. I mean, he's in a more. This is the most high profile thing he's done since
Yeah,
returning to the main roster.
I think
So
it's his first Mania.
yeah. But I think you got to give the win to the faces. I think at WrestleMania, it's the one night like when in doubt, give the win to the baby faces.
Which I didn't think they were going to be. I thought they were going to be heels, but I think people just liked them too much and they were in between there and they kept them as baby faces.
Yeah,
But obviously against these guys, they are the heel. Now, here's another match that kind of got thrown together. You'd think the guys in it, you're like, they got to be doing something. There has been a story going on here, but you're like, oh, what are they going to be doing at WrestleMania? And that, my friends, is Dragon Lee, the masks against the
right,
faces.
right.
Dragon Lee and Dominic's dad against
Yeah,
Ray's son and Escobar. I don't know
yeah.
why am I not blanking on his first name?
Santos.
Santos Escobar. Yes,
I saw this match was announced, and
I think they did it last week.
it makes sense in some ways. It's I mean, I think Dominic Mysterio is like one of the best heels in the business. You got to get him on the show. You got to get Rey Mysterio on the show.
It's worked
Um,
what he's done.
Dragon Lee, they seem to be putting a lot behind. Um, Same thing with Santos Escobar. I haven't been following the story close enough to know why, like Judgment Day is working with, his stable. I don't really care that much
I
to
think it's
find
the
out
connection
why.
between Escobar and Ray is bringing Dominic in, which is bringing the
Right.
uh, uh whatever the hell their
You know,
name
I
is. I was
hope
going to say
that
New Day, but it's not Judgment Day.
I like that it was just last year, right? We had the Ray Dom
Yeah,
singles match, and now they're following it up with this tag match. My money is going to be actually on the heels in this one. I think Dom and Santos gets the win.
interesting.
I think
I'm going to go with Mask Face guys.
I mean, and that's a safe bet. I think in at Mania, especially, I think a lot of faces will get the win. I just think Ray doesn't need the win.
No,
Dragon Lee, I think they're pushing less than they are Santos and Dom. Dom
true, true, true.
got the loss
Ooh,
last year in Mania. I'm going with Santos and Dom.
Dom had the best entrance at Mania last year, coming in
He
with the
did.
mask and
He did.
the police van and the handcuffs.
Listen, if you told me 2 years ago I was going to be a Dominic Mysterio fan, I would have laughed at
Right.
you. So.
This next one, no titles or anything like that as well. This is just a grudge match between the most jacked AJ Styles I've ever seen. He feel like I don't know. He's been lifting extra against LA Knight. It's the battle of the initials. LA versus AJ.
It's the battle of two high-profile guys that we have nothing else for, so we might as
Kind of.
well put them in a rivalry together.
But
I mean,
it's
LA Knight's got to get the win here, right?
yeah,
I don't.
I would he absolutely has to get the win.
His first
AJ,
big high-profile Mania match. They keep teasing a big push for him. He hasn't he's been in the main event. He's in the mix, but he's just not that guy yet who's getting that monster push. But I mean, he's still one of the biggest ovations, one of the biggest merch sellers. I think
yep.
it's him and Cody that sell the biggest merch from last I saw. So I mean, he's got to get the win, and I think I would not be surprised if he's a Royal Rumble winner
Ooh, I
next
like
year,
that. I like that.
or maybe a Money in the Bank winner this summer,
I like that too. Yeah, he's going to
or
get that push.
maybe, or maybe a big SummerSlam World Title win.
I feel like if what we think is going to happen with the big titles, it almost opens it up for more people
Right.
to have these feuds. Where before, I mean, the feud with him and Roman was kind of quick, put together fairly
Yeah.
quickly. Was that in Saudi
And
too, I
I'm
think? Yeah.
and I'm not convinced that. I mean, we'll talk about finish the story in a few, but I'm not convinced if Cody Rhodes wins, that his reign will necessarily be all that long.
Right. It doesn't have to be. Doesn't
So
have to be at all, really. If you think about it, it could be minutes,
seconds.
even. So this next one is a chance for a bunch of guys who are over like Rover. And did I share that right? I hopefully did. We got a 6-pack ladder match for the championship, for the undisputed championships, which they need to get rid of the two of these belts, just have them either.
Yeah.
I heard someone say that all the belts will be hanging up, but somehow R-Truth will pull down only one, or they'll do something where they have to split up the belts.
Yeah.
But this one is going to be I don't know. I was gonna say it's going to steal the show, but it could. There's enough.
Yeah, it's
There's
going to
enough
be an
great
insane
people
match,
in it.
I think. I think this is one of the harder ones to predict. I would say Judgment Day retains, except they've had those belts for a while. And this is an easy way to get the belts off them and kind of protect them. They don't have to really get pinned or anything like that. I think if they lose, I would love to see. Personally, I would love to see DIY take it.
Oh, that would be
But
great.
I think it's going to go to Awesome Truth there. I think you have the Miz, you have R-Truth.
See,
the whole R-Truth Judgment Day story's been going on for a while, and I think it pays off with them getting tag belts.
That makes too much sense. I was just thinking, just let heels get it, let Theory and Waller get it. Waller, the best talker in the game.
I would not mind Theory or Waller getting it, and
I would love
giving
DIY though. Yeah.
giving them a big moment. I think Bates and Dunn, I love them, giving them a big moment. I think DIY giving them a big moment, but I think with like Bates and Dunn, I think with DIY, they'll have a lot of big potential steal the show moments in the
Yep.
match, and right now being at WrestleMania, having those in-ring moments might be enough for them. I don't think they necessarily need to walk out with the title.
No, that's
But I think
true.
with Miz, R-Truth, they both have been there forever. I think it's sort of like um, kind of just like a thank you for your service type
I
thing, and it
want,
puts a
yeah.
little bow on the R-Truth Judgment Day storyline.
What I would love is I know Big E's there. Big E's been working. He's doing like kickoff stuff and
Yeah,
doing commentary. I want him to be able to introduce New Day.
that'd be nice.
That would be
But
pretty nice to
I
hear.
New Day would be the one team that I would hate to see win, and I don't think they do win. It's just
No, I think they're
they
there
don't
to
they don't need another tag title. They
no.
they they have enough.
My seat cushions keep sliding. I'm not just oh,
You
ooh.
what's
Next
going
up.
on over
And
there?
I'm only putting I just picked these in order of the way they were listed on the WWE www.wwe.com internet website.
Well, you must
Next
be
up.
speaking about the World Wide Web.
Yes, yes, yes. It's http colon slash slash www. We have, I think Dave Mustaine said it best when he said, brother killing brother, spilling blood across the land, killing for the bloodline, something I don't understand. Brother against brother, Jay versus Jimmy, Oos versus Oos. I'm going to call it right now. As much as everyone wants to see, Jay Uso doing the bouncing thing at the end,
Right.
I need the bloodline to kick ass on Saturday. I'm assuming this is Saturday. I don't know that. They need to be as dominant as they can be going into the final match. So I'm picking Jimmy to win over Jay.
I can see that because I don't think this rivalry ends on at Mania. I
Nope.
think we're gonna see this a couple rematches, and it's um and Jay will ultimately come out on top. But I think
Yeah,
Jimmy wins this one.
I agree. I agree with you. Just for the reason of
I will be back.
that's all right. I'm gonna vamp. So, folks, Brandon, he's a podcaster sometimes. Have you ever heard of Metallicast? Because it used to be a thing. I'm going to stop his video for a second, just so he's not bothering. I don't want anything bad to show up on his background if he walks by, shirtless. So he's a podcaster. He is a professional. He's a husband. He's a father. And right now, his selfish children are taking my time for themselves. I haven't even met these kids yet. And yet they think that they could go and just say, oh, daddy, I need you. Please give me some time. Please get away from the important thing like talking about wrestling so that you can tuck me
No worries,
in
no worries.
or oh, wait.
I told her. I told her, but she got out of bed. My daughter got out of bed, and I said, "Listen, um, it's time to lie back down. Daddy's speaking about WrestleMania."
Thank you.
And she said, "Oh, my dearest father, I am so sorry. Please forgive me, and
I hope you didn't.
tell Mikkel that I think Cody needs to finish his story. And I said, okay,
Smart
now
kid.
go to bed.
Smart kid.
Yeah.
It's a shame she outgrew wrestling years ago. So we're both in agreement of Jimmy over Jay. Next up for the Intercontinental Championship, we have Gunther. How used to Gunther are you now? Like the thought of Walter seems old
Oh,
and
I
weird.
know.
Isn't it
When
weird how
they
they
changed
do
his
that?
name, I was like, this is the worst name change I've ever heard in my entire life. And now I'm like, who's Walter?
Right. It's crazy how they do that. It was like, wait, um, McMike, whatever the guy's name is now, Curtis Axel. Okay, that's his name. So Sami Zayn versus Gunther, the Ring General, or however they say it,
Hmm.
for the IC title, the longest reigning IC champion. This guy has, I mean, what a year he's had.
Yeah,
Uh, Sammy, of course, coming off last year headlining Saturday night of WrestleMania.
right.
Now he's in this match. I personally wanted to see Gable go back and finish his story. Gable's still in the story, and I wonder, is there some sort of thing where Gable costs Sammy something? I don't know.
Yeah.
Either he joins, he leaves, because he's kind of been separate from everyone else on his Alpha Academy recently.
I
Me,
think something
there's
happens there. I think
yeah,
I don't know if Chad Gable helps or hurts Sami Zayn winning, but I think either way, it's somehow going to get Chad Gable back to the mix. And I do think we see Chad Gable with the Intercontinental title. It's hard to say Gunter's going to lose because he just rarely does. But at some
some
point,
point,
he's got to
yep,
lose it.
some point.
Um,
I mean, the Ultimate
and
Warrior beat
and
Honky
I
Tonk
think
Man. Anything can
I think
happen.
it'll be an underdog. It's not it's gonna be a Gable or it's gonna be a Zane type person who's smaller in stature. I don't think it's going to be like an almost whatever. But
Right.
by the way, thank God he doesn't have a WrestleMania match this year.
He's had a
He's
couple.
I remember texting Joe last year and being like, and then he lost his match again, and I was like, he's like the worst part timer they've ever had. Like they wheel him out every SummerSlam and Mania for a big match when nobody cares about him to begin with, and then he
Oh,
loses, so it doesn't even like escalate, like it doesn't like progress. But I don't.
yep.
Anyways, um, I'm gonna go with Gunter wins.
How about this? Gunther wins. Somehow Chad Gable gets involved. The Raw after Mania, the main event, Chad Gable beats Gunther in the main event of Raw that Monday night.
I like that.
That
The crowd would go nuts.
that would be an
And I
insane
think they need to
ending.
do. I was thinking a couple days ago randomly, they need to bring back Raw after Mania because last year it was just a regular Raw.
Oh, it was bad. Yeah.
It not no there was nothing special that happened, and I think they need to recapture that magic as like this year with kind of like anything goes. People are going to come back. There's
Yep.
going to be a surprise championship switch or whatever. I'm with you. I like that plan. Okay, I'm going to go with you.
There you
It's
go.
rare I agree with you, but I
It's
like that.
sometimes I come up with it. It's shocking. I wait, do we have another chat or is that me as well? Oh, that's
So
me. That was just
if
me.
Gable costs Zayn the match,
Even if it's
somehow,
in like not like it doesn't have to be, nefarious. It could be just a distraction. And he didn't mean
yeah,
to. Maybe even Sammy turns. I don't know.
accidental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we're both in agreement that Sammy will be a great match. It'll be a hard hitting match, but the ring Yenyarao, I can't say it. Um, now here is one of the most photoshopped photos of these three men that I've ever seen. The next match for the United States Championship, a triple threat if you could look at what these three guys look like, they just like Photoshop the hell out of, like, I don't know. Kevin Owens looks weird. Logan Paul looks weird. Randy Orton looks the least weird, but he almost looks like he's gonna like morph into a snake.
They like smooth out all their
Yes,
faces.
yes, too much.
Yeah.
Somehow Kevin Owens looks 62 years old. It was, it's funny. Punk, I think on that interview, didn't he say he's young? He goes, I think I'm actually younger than AJ Styles. I think he's older than me. And he also said, like, I'm the age now that Terry Funk was when he did Roadhouse. So think about how long Terry Funk wrestled after that.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I just rewatched Roadhouse.
The original.
Or actually, it might have been. It's my first memory of watching it from start to finish.
So you saw the
I've
throat.
seen bits. I've seen bits and pieces of it. Maybe at one point back in the day, I'd seen the whole thing. But this is like my first memory of watching it. It's a classic. It holds up still.
It really is.
It's
And
some great one-liners in it.
oh yeah, I haven't seen it in a long time, but yes, I remember loving it. Throat ripping. That's where
Oh yeah.
I think that's where McGruber got his love of throat ripping was from Roadhouse. So this match, triple threat, it's one of those matches I go, oh yeah, this is happening too, but
Yeah.
doesn't mean it won't be good. I'm sure it'll be quite great, but
And I think Logan Paul wins. I'm
I
gonna
do
say it.
too. I think he
You know,
retains.
he's such a good heel. It's an I think an easy match he can like kind of sneak his way out of. I think Owens and Orton will end up working together and then ultimately start just like beating the crap out of each other. And at that point, Logan Paul can do something dastardly and heelish to
Yep.
get the upper hand and pin one of
Get one
them.
of his guys in there. They've been telling the brass knuckle story for months
Now,
now.
question for you. We have this has potential to go get really bonkers and over the top, I think. Um, they have the upcoming deal with Netflix.
Yes.
Netflix has a major boxing match coming up.
I
Jake
feel like
Paul,
someone mentioned
Mike
this.
Tyson.
Yes, like
Do
Jake
we
Paul comes out
see
and then Mike Tyson.
Jake Paul come out, and then do we see Mike Tyson come out? There's a history there. It writes itself. It's WrestleMania. I think we might see it.
That would be, I heard someone else mention that too at one of the Ringer podcasts. That makes all the sense in the world for this, because this match, as good as it is, it doesn't have that whoa, this is going to get
Yeah,
crazy. That would bring it over the top. But if he does show up, then I see him possibly losing if Tyson shows up.
yeah,
You
I
know?
agree. It's either, uh, or if he wins and Tyson shows up, he's getting punched out by
Or he
Tyson.
shows up after him,
Yeah,
right? That makes sense
yeah.
too. Yeah, I like it. I am so excited for this weekend. I'm 47 now. I try to explain to my friend, I want to sit you down and make you watch full wrestling. He goes, oh my God, I would die. It's like, you just don't get it. You just, then I started trolling him, telling him, it's as good entertainment as The Godfather 2, or I'm naming classic movies. He starts texting everyone. I'm like, you freaking idiot. Of course I love it, but I know it's not as, you know, uh, but, but it is.
It is
So
up there with the
yeah,
classics, Godfather Part 3, Rocky 5, um, Jaws 3D, just all
this,
the
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 greatest, the
cinematic
greats of the
classics.
greats. Troll 2,
Troll 2.
the best. Your other brother's favorite movie. Um,
You August Goblin spells backwards.
I don't think I've ever actually seen it.
Really? Oh,
Yeah, I've only
I
seen
will
bits and
have to
pieces of
say,
it.
I eat my brother in his B movie madness aside, that's one that I, you know, remember watching in college with friends, and
That's
like we
awesome.
still quote to this day. Has a life of its own.
I feel like I've lost. You're there, but
Don't you
I don't
piss on
see you.
hospitality.
That's not
And I still
garbage
say
day. No,
all
that's
the
a different.
time, whenever I need uh somebody from my family to follow me for a reason, I'd go, "Follow me, Farmer Wade."
Again, I
which,
don't know. I don't know this movie.
which Emily understands. Jude and Hazel do not, but they think. Oh, thank God, nobody's listening to this as I'm just name dropping my whole family on
That's true. What's their address and where do they go to school?
here.
Jesus. I mean, this is going as a podcast. Now you're gonna make me try to edit this thing. Ain't happening.
No, it's fine.
Um,
Nobody's gonna listen.
That's true. Also, so really, it's fine. My friend goes, "I said some things on the podcast. Like, is it going to get out there?" I'm like, "To who?" Well, some people at work know I have a podcast. I go, "How do they know that?" Well, I told them. Well, there you go. I won't use your last name anymore. Next up, we have one of the women's matches. This is the WWE Women's World. No, this is the Women's World Champion. Which I'm so glad they switched these belts from SmackDown and Raw to these two. So much nicer. Rhea Ripley, Becky Lynch. This is the one I feel like getting more attention than the other championship match, but both of them I think will be quite great. I like that in this photo. I realize now she has a dirty Dom like choker around her neck. If you can think of Rhea Ripley, I remember her coming back to NXT, I think, and then coming to WWE, the big deal. And then all of a sudden, she is in a tag team with what it was like Nikki, but she was super Nikki.
Yeah.
It was
yeah.
like not a hero. I was almost a hero. I forget. It was some weird thing.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God. And then she joined Judgment Day, and you're like, okay, it was her that was with Edge originally. And then it's just taken off from there.
Mommy.
Yeah. It was really once they put them two together, and it was those videos when like Dom was getting arrested. He's like, I can't make it. I can't make it on hard time, please. And just the way she's taken him under her wing has been pretty spectacular. But Becky Lynch has a book out. Do they go with the woman who has a book out, or do they go with Rhea Ripley?
This is a tough one to call because I think Becky Lynch is like, the man for a reason. She,
Yep.
I think, is like the top dog in the women's division and just like a legend. But I think, the way they position Rhea Ripley, I think she is one of the biggest stars they have right now. And, nobody is going to be offended if Becky Lynch loses this match. I think there will be people offended if Rhea Ripley loses this match. And I think Rhea Ripley retains.
I think you're right. And I also think, and I hate to say it because it shouldn't matter, but I feel like this match lends to what happens in the other women's match. Like, I don't think there'd be two championship changes. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
so
I agree.
if Becky won, I don't know how the next match would be. But
right.
You're right. Becky doesn't need to win. They could give her that, I'm Becky Lynch and I'm still Becky Lynch. And look, here, I did it again. But
it won't surprise me if she does win.
True. Yeah.
But
it wouldn't.
I don't think that she does.
And speaking of that other women's match, we have the WWE Women's Championship match up for grabs. Brandon's going to watch Apocalypse.
I'm watching it for Apocalypse. There's a Firehouse Subs ad on, so I'm a little bit distracted.
We don't have Firehouse.
I don't think that's a real place.
It is.
I've never seen one.
I have seen it. I
Where,
saw it.
Florida?
Yes. Yeah. We went to visit my cousin, and there was a Firehouse Subs there, and she didn't. They said it really wasn't that great. So, you there?
Yeah, but my other daughter's up now, so
interesting. So, really quickly, who's going to
win?
Do they always
wake up? No. Did they both wake up during the recording of this only?
Of course.
Yes.
Io or Bailey?
Bailey.
Someone's watching. Hi, someone. For now. So you have okay, and now he's going away. I'm going to turn off his video again so that you don't see his you don't see the locked door where he keeps all his victims. I just thought that would be the safest thing to do. So as I said before, Brandon's selfish children sometimes take him away from what's important, and that's me and this show. Now I think he said Bailey's going to win. I agree. Io Sky, the WWE Women's Champion, is going up against Bailey. They have done enough of Bailey getting beaten up and turned on by Damage Control that this is her moment. She's never really had a WrestleMania moment, right? I mean, she's won the belt. I think did she cash in once to win it? I forget. But she I think she lost the tag belts at WrestleMania too. Was that the one? Her and Sasha. This is her time. Any other year, this could be one of the main events for the night, or one of the women's matches would be one of the main events for the night. Any other night. For this night, could be the co-main event, could be up there. I don't know if they're both doing both women on the same night. I forget. I know Triple H tweeted out both matches, not schedules, but what the card is for each night. This one, I do think there will be a championship change, and Brandon agrees with me. Bailey is going to be your new WWE Women's Champion. Maybe she'll kick off Raw.
Be quiet. This is a good part of X-Men Apocalypse.
I'm going to ask Brandon to turn on his video again so we could see what the after effects look like for being in a nuclear fallout meltdown, whatever. I don't know. Let's see the look of a man who watches X-Men Apocalypse, the worst X-Men. Actually, not the worst X-Men. We already said, oh, are you crying? Dude, it looks like you look like Kevin Owens in the Photoshop. Like your eyes, you look like you had a facelift for a second there.
We'll see what happens. They're not completely settled yet.
Interesting.
So this could go off the rails. But you see, I'm normally when I am doing something like this, I would hand off the baby monitor to the missus. But right now, I'm trying to make it so I don't have to have the baby monitor Saturday and Sunday night.
That's good.
And because I know if I do that, what's going to happen is Sunday night, Cody Rhodes does his finisher. 1, 2, and they're going to wake up and I'm going to miss the ending.
Shut up, children. And it seems.
And then I'm not going to be happy. So I'll sacrifice the time now.
Well, here's the good thing. We only have 3 matches left.
Here's the good thing. Bailey's going to win. The bad thing, I feel like she's sort of taken a back seat as the Royal Rumble winner.
That's yeah.
But
I was saying when you were off being a dad, I was saying she's never really had a WrestleMania moment, right?
Yeah.
Did she lose the belt?
She'll win the title and they'll play it off like, this is her moment. This is her WrestleMania moment.
Yeah.
But really, is it the WrestleMania moment she should get when it's not like the last match of the night and you've won the Royal Rumble?
Yeah. Like I would think any other year this could be one of the, one of the women matches would have probably finished the night.
Yeah.
You'd think.
Yeah. But I think she does win and get her moment, air quotes,
quote unquote moment. Speaking of moments, this next match features a man who had a WrestleMania moment and kind of carried the company with his championship reign in front of no people. That's right. We're talking about the one and only Drew McIntyre taking on Seth freaking Rollins. They say that way too much for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship. chip, a title that is maybe less than a year. Is it less than a year old or is it a year old? I don't even remember.
I don't remember. I think it's less than a
I
year
think
old.
so. I think they unveiled it last year with, not long after Mania. And so, but it's kind of the way I like, oh, still a new title. But you know what? It's just they need the Raw title, they need the SmackDown title.
Yeah.
None of them are real, so it's okay. He's
It's
made
still
it.
real to me.
It's real enough. He's made it prestigious enough. But even with this match, CM Punk has somehow still part of this story.
Yeah.
Like Seth has been so busy doing his stuff with the Bloodline and Cody that
Mhm.
Drew has been kind of focusing on CM Punk more than Seth, like the next
Yeah.
story. And, Punk's in that arm brace. I mean, he could take that off. I don't know. I saw Break into Electric Boogaloo. They cut Turbo's cast off and he's breakdancing 5 seconds later. So anything's possible.
No, it's possible.
But
Um,
I have two
you
questions for
know,
you about this
yeah,
match.
yes.
Well, three, I guess, because now CM Punk, he's going to be guest commentator. So he's right. He's going to be out there during it. Does he get involved physically with the match?
Mm, I think he does. I don't think like he's gonna take like a bump or anything like that,
Right.
but I think he's at least gonna provide a distraction. And I think I think Rollins retains. I think that because they've been positioning him as sort of like the weak link in terms of like champions. Um, he and well, I don't know. There's two scenarios I'm thinking about, and in order to talk about these scenarios, you need to also talk about the night one main event, which I'm assuming is going to be the next match on the list.
It is. Yes.
So, in the night one main event, The Rock and Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes and Seth Rollins. Um, I think The Rock and I think Roman win that match.
Well,
And
yeah, we could talk about that one. That makes
and I
sense.
think and I think because they win that match, I think Steph will win and successfully retain his title against Drew.
Interesting.
But I could also see him losing this match, the tag match, him losing the title, and then him letting all of his frustration out on Cody Rhodes.
See, okay, that's interesting. Now that could be the see.
While because I would love to see Drew win the title because Seth's had it for a while. I think Drew McIntyre's been killing it lately in his heel persona, and they've been angling for Drew Punk. Does that match? That match is going to be a good match when it happens, no matter if the title's on the line. But I
Yep.
think for a match like that, it just has that extra juice if the title's on the line. I mean, I think the writing and the booking has just been so fantastic with the main event scene, where they have all these multiple storylines over, you know, um, just weaving in and out of each other, and it leads me to think I have no clue what's going to happen in these three matches. Really,
That's the fun of it, right? That you
yeah,
you think, well, if this happens, then this happens, and maybe this happens. Like I never thought, like, oh wait, like I fully was going to say Drew's winning this, but then you're
yeah,
saying, well, Seth's going to lose. Is he going to be a complete loser both times?
yeah.
And I'm going to say yes. I think maybe even this match might, maybe that Drew match will be a complete squash. Like he just destroys him because he might be,
Yeah.
ailing after this. Um, Punk will be there. I don't know if he'll get physically involved. Maybe close or
But does
in
Punk cause
face
a
and stuff.
distraction
Oh, see,
that causes Drew to lose? Drew has an excuse. Seth gets the win. It sets up Drew Punk or even like a triple threat down the road.
yep,
Um,
I like all that.
I think the night one main event dictates what happens night two. If Seth and Cody win night one, I don't think they do. I don't think that they do. I think this The Rock's only match. I think The Rock gets the pinfall over one of them.
Yeah.
But I think if they do somehow win that match, where Cody's not finishing his story Sunday night.
You think, okay, interesting. So you think Bloodline winning means Cody's going to lose?
Yes. I know. I think Bloodline winning means Cody's going to win Sunday.
Oh, okay. Yes,
But if
yes.
Cody
Yeah.
and Seth win,
yes,
they're not. The Bloodline's not losing twice in a row.
Right. But the Bloodline can't go. Well, you're right. It'd just be a one-on-one match, which is kind of boring. Like, I want craziness. Maybe not in the ring, but around the ring. So I'm gonna say that Drew's gonna win. Seth's just gonna have a bad weekend. Maybe let him go rest because he's still like, I know he got cleared, but he's give him a week.
Yeah.
But I'm gonna say the Bloodline wins. The final boss and the head of the table, the tribal chief, win so that we get tribal whatever it is, Bloodline family rules the next match, which doesn't necessarily have to just be Jimmy J and Solo, or Jimmy and Solo. There's a whole bunch of like family members. They could do a whole thing where maybe they're not out there, but they're around. They're like standing around the ring or something. I saw people saying, well, then all of a sudden you hear Cena come out to fight them, and imagine The Rock getting involved, and then you hear Austin's glass break.
Yeah, no, I saw that. But
that'd be crazy.
You can't. I don't think you do that in this match because then you're just overbooking. And if this was just like a Rock, like run of the mill Rock comeback, yeah, okay, I could see that happening. But this is like the Rock coming back is taking on a life of its own. I mean, I think right now somehow the Rock is the hottest heel in the whole business. And I don't think you throw away, the ending of Raw. This was just this past Monday where Cody's bloody and he's whipping with the belt. Like, I don't think you can add on. I don't think you need to add on more layers to it. I don't think you do it because it cheapens it. I think the focus needs to be on those four guys. I think Rock and Roman destroy them in a lot of ways. And the stories. Here's another scenario for you. They both get their butts kicked. Cody and Seth do. Seth loses the title because he's so beat up from the night before.
Yeah.
All the odds are stacked against Cody. Seth lost. Cody's beat up. But Cody's been getting that Superman, like Cena in his prime treatment. I mean, he beat Rollins before when he had like the legit like pectoral. Like,
yeah.
So, I mean, and then you just push Cody even more, like coming back and finishing the story.
I love it.
I don't see an outcome. I mean, I don't see how you leave night two without Cody finishing the story.
I think,
but if they win, if Cody and Seth win Saturday night, and again, I don't think they do, but if they do, that will throw my whole theory out the window.
Right.
I think.
And it. I don't want to say a match between them would be boring, but it would lessen the excitement of what does all this mean? What is Bloodline rules? What a tribal, whatever the hell it is, tribal battle, whatever they call it.
Yeah.
Just because at WrestleMania, you feel like they will pick things up or stack it.
And Cody's like the first legit babyface they've had in years where like everybody likes him.
Yep.
Like Cena was a babyface, but he got booed all the
sucks,
time.
Right.
And this is the first top babyface they've had that people legitimately cheer, genuinely are behind, that the machine is behind. Like you can talk about Daniel Bryan, but like the machine wasn't behind him at first.
Right.
So this is the first time where it's all sort of lined up. You give them, you want to stack the odds against the hero, against the face. and see them overcome the odds, you know? So I think that's what they're going to do. But
I
who
wholeheartedly
knows?
agree with you. I think that you know, here's the big thing. Do you think in the final, in the ultimate end of the night, Cody goes home finishing his story?
I do.
I agree.
If
I
you
think,
if he doesn't win it this year,
yep.
you can't ever have him win it because it he's going to be too. I know people last year were like, "Well, you ruined it. You ruined it. You know, like that was
And they
you can't."
didn't.
And they didn't, but you can't do that twice
Right.
in a row. You
Can't do
can't
it
lose
twice.
twice and try it again year three. Like it doesn't. He will really be ruined in terms of not that he's going to be ruined as like a draw or anything like that, but he's going to be. You're not going to. He's
Run it
never
back
going to be able
again.
to finish the story. You're
Right.
never going to take him seriously as like as a champion or as like a championship threat. And I don't think you do this match. Yeah, I don't think you do all your branding behind finish the story. I mean, even their video game 2K24
I
is
know,
like
right? No
all
shit.
based around. I don't think you do all this and then have them lose. That's just the worst marketing and branding ever.
Yeah.
And WWE's not known for bad branding and marketing, if you know, to say the least. So
So,
hence why they always say Seth freaking Rollins over
right,
and
over
over
and
and
over
over
and
and over
over.
again.
Okay. Is there something more we're going to see? Do we see not The Rock having a face turn, not Roman having a face turn, but I have this idea that Cody wins. Everyone's excited. He finishes the story. He goes off. Maybe you think they're going off the air, but it doesn't quite happen yet. And The Rock is disgusted the fact that Roman, after everything he did, all the help he did, doing all the shit, Roman still lost. And either he turns on Roman, or he gets the whole bloodline to turn on Roman and kick him, something where there's a breakdown. Do you foresee anything like that happening?
Yeah, I would normally say um, no, let it do the slow burn. But the reason I'm saying yes is because I don't know how much The Rock's going to be around
Right.
after me. He's a busy man. You know, he's got the the new XFL to run,
He's
and
got, he's got that. He's
um,
got to go film the Fast 11,
yeah, I'm sure he's got a
11A,
few. He's got to film Jumanji 3 and
Jungle
Fast
Cruise 2,
11 and
Tooth Fairy
and
3, because we know Larry the Cable Guy was already Tooth Fairy 2, I think.
right, of
I made that up,
course,
but I think that's
and
true.
God knows what other franchises. So like it, they could plant, they could pull the trigger, and then it could be another 6 months to a year before they follow up on it.
Right.
Um,
They've done something like that before. My last question to you, Brandon. Um, do you participate in Thong Thursday? And if so, can we see? My last
um,
actual question for you. Oh, wait, you're gonna
yes,
answer.
yes,
Excellent. And we'll wait. We'll do it after the show because I don't want to get
perfect,
pinged for having too much hotness on a live stream.
understandable.
Damian Priest has been with that briefcase for
Yeah,
months,
yeah,
nothing doing. Do we see
yeah,
a cash in either, you know, on Drew or Seth? Maybe Seth wins, like you were saying, but then he's so weak that Damian Priest comes out, cashes in, boom, there's your new story. And Drew goes after
hmm
him. I don't know. Or Drew goes after Punk, and now you have Seth, and yeah,
yeah,
they could do something there. Or I can't see him cashing in on the main event. Like that's putting yourself in a story that you're not even part of at all. All the cash-ins
yeah,
have been
yeah, yeah,
dealing with the Raw, belt.
yeah. Do we see it happen? Um, I don't think we do, but
You have I love that we see half your fucking face for this for the live stream.
Do we see it happen the Raw after Mania?
There is, ooh,
Now, I think if Judgment Day loses those tag titles and Steph retains, I think there's a good chance that something is set up for Monday
that would be
where um Steph's beat up after two brutal matches in a row. It's night 3. He's the working horse champion. He's putting the title on the line against somebody. And then we get a cash in. I could see that
That
happening
would be nice.
on Raw.
They get the Raw pop.
Yeah.
Will you be watching Raw?
I might make an effort to tune into some of it. I doubt I'll sit and
How
watch the
nice
whole
of you.
thing.
Oh,
But
you're gonna
I might find time to tune into some.
very, very good.
It
Brandon,
depends on how late night 1 and night 2
that's
goes.
true. That is true. The worst is last year, I completely the Rhea Ripley, Charlotte Flair match. There they are. I see them coming out. Next thing I know, there's promos for the next match. Completely fell asleep through the entire thing, missed the whole thing. I remember people talking about how great it was. I still haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
Well,
Oh,
last year we moved in the weekend of WrestleMania
I remember
to
that. Yeah.
our house. So night 1, I uh I watched half of night 1 setting up the basement that I'm in now. So I was like setting up the TV and stuff.
Yep.
Like I literally did like the bare minimum to put WrestleMania on like 5 minutes before like it started. And then I was like just went about my business and we have a bar in our basement that was like delivered that day. So I was like I was unboxing and unpacking and moving and everything. And then
The bar and the
Sunday,
TV, two important things. Your kids
yeah,
didn't have
of
beds,
course.
but, but
Yeah. No, my priorities were where they
yeah.
should have been. And then Sunday, we were busy all day Sunday or whatever. I was like, you know what? Sunday night, I'm just I'm gonna sit, I'm gonna have a few drinks, and I'm going to just watch WrestleMania. And I had a few drinks, and I sat and I watched WrestleMania, and I had a glorious time. I saw Cody Rhodes come to the ring. I saw Roman Reigns come to the ring, and then I just woke up
Boom.
when that match was done, and I said,
It's the
"Oh crap,
worst.
I really wanted to see this match." And I said, "All right." I went on Twitter, and I'm like, "If Cody Rhodes won, I'm going back and watching this match.
Oh,
But if Roman Reigns won, I'm going to bed."
yeah.
And I saw Reigns won, so I never actually saw the match from
Oh,
last year.
it was good. It was good.
Yeah,
You
I'm
didn't
sure
like
it
the ending, but yeah.
was great.
Well, we did it. They said it wouldn't be done. They said it couldn't be done, and they also said we don't care if it is done because we're not going to watch or listen anyway. But
And
we
I'll say again, like I do once a year now, I hope it's never done again.
we will. You know what? Maybe WrestleFania is now just a live stream video show. After, if could, do you think you could join us after every Raw, NXT, Superstars main event, SmackDown, and PLE?
Oh yeah, totally. I don't have anything
Excellent.
else going on
Excellent. Why don't we just
every
stay
night
live
of
now?
I don't have anything else going on every night of the week.
Every night of your life. Well, Brandon, I am tickled in my pickled that you joined me
Mm,
today, joined us,
mm,
joined me and
mm,
everybody watching this video right
mm,
now, which was my brother for 5 seconds. I think someone else accidentally stumbled on it, and maybe
mm.
you hit it, or even your brother looked at it and said, "Nope." Uh, thank you for joining. Thank you for getting the WrestleFania um, magic duo,
Oh yeah.
back
I'm glad I
together.
could do it right with on my cell phone with
No microphone. You have
an
a nice setup. You have
apocalypse.
microphones.
Oh yeah, I have all that. It
Yep.
just never happened.
That's why I
Um
asked you, and then here
with
we are.
X-Men Apocalypse playing in the background. I'm
Your
actually
favorite movie?
have not seen as much of the movie as I wanted to see, so I'm a little bit disappointed in the recording.
They win in the
I
end.
also, was hoping to get some MLB The Show in, but it was a little too distracted being on this. So what I'm saying is I need to go. I have more important things to do.
We need you to go.
And I will see everybody on. I'm still going to call it Twitter because I don't believe
That's
in
what it
X.
is.
I don't know what X
No.
is.
X
How
is
do
for
you? All right. How do you
the
do
only
this? Right?
X's are in your
How do
movies.
you rename it X but still call it a tweet?
I think they call it posts. You post on X.
That's so stupid.
Even though the website still says Twitter because they can't figure that one out.
Horrible.
Brandon,
All right.
thank you so much for joining us. You can do you want to just sign off? I don't know how to end this live stream. So I'm gonna say
I know how to end it.
yeah. Do it.
Wyatt.
Do it. It's still
Wyatt.
I feel it right here. All right, folks. We used to do a podcast. He's not going to leave. You can go to fansnotexperts.com and see all these old episodes of our podcast, or you can listen to them. You can also
Next
stay
time
on
I'm
this
doing the
live
whole
stream,
thing like this.
and you can just, if you're into, pectoral muscles, this is the best we got. He's the best in the biz. So that's it. I'm leaving. The live stream is now done. Brandon, before we get even lower, that camera's going to keep going down.
Wyatt.
Down. And here we go. Up.
Off the bar.
We're going from to his belly down to his jelly.
This is like what it's like to FaceTime with my parents.
Brandon, say goodbye, Brandon.
Bye, Brandon.
Toodles, everyone. Thank you. Fans.experts.com, Wrestle Watcher, and Wrestle Brand on Twitter. And, enjoy WrestleMania.
Peace.
Now, I'm going to hit stop the live stream. Goodbye.
Bye.